Imagine this. A man stands on stage. Tens of thousands of people chant his name. The lights are bright. Money flows endlessly. The world thinks he has it all. But a few hours later, he sits alone. His body is exhausted. His mind is never truly at rest. Drugs become a companion he can't let go of, and behind a smile that millions see, there's a man slowly losing himself. How could someone loved by the whole world be destroyed at the peak of his success? This is the story of a legend, a man who proves that the greatest successes sometimes come with the highest price.
His name was Elvis Presley. Too many. He was more than just a singer. He was a cultural symbol, a musical icon, the king of rock and roll. To this day, his name remains recognizable throughout the world. But Elvis's story isn't just about fame. It's not just about packed concerts. It's not just about millions of dollars. It's a reminder that success doesn't always mean happiness, that applause doesn't always eliminate loneliness, and that being on top of the world doesn't guarantee one can save themselves. To understand the tragedy, we must go back to the beginning, to when Elvis was just a poor kid with big dreams.
Elvis Aaron Presley was born in 1935 in Tupelo. His family lived a simple life. Very simple. They often struggled to pay for daily necessities. Elvis's childhood was filled with hardship, but there was one thing that always gave him hope. Music. Music became an escape, a place where he could forget the hardships of life. When his family moved to Memphis, life didn't immediately improve. He was still a shy child. He often felt different. He often felt inadequate. No one could have imagined that the young man would change the history of music. When his recordings became public, everything changed so fast. Too fast. People began following him wherever he went. Every move became news. Every performance became a sensation. Every song became a hit. From the outside, his life seemed perfect. But behind the scenes, the pressure began to build. Day by day, year after year. Elvis no longer lived like a human being. He lived like a product. An entertainment machine. A money machine. Concert schedules. Recordings. Films. Interviews. Endless travel. His body was beginning to wear out. But the world never stopped demanding more. More songs. More shows. More Elvis. The biggest problem wasn't fame. The biggest problem was the loss of freedom. Imagine not being able to walk down the street, not being able to go to the store alone, not being able to enjoy life like a normal person. Every step was being watched. Every mistake was being discussed. Every weakness became public knowledge slowly. Loneliness began to creep into his life. People were always around him, but very few truly understood him. The more famous he became, the more isolated he felt. Then came another problem. Medication. At first, it seemed like a solution. Pills to help you sleep. Pills to help you wake up. Pills to reduce fatigue. Pills to cope with stress. Pills to maintain a perfect appearance. Little by little, an addiction began to form. And like so many tragedies, he didn't realize how deeply he was trapped. At the same time, his personal life began to crumble. His marriage to Priscilla Presley wasn't the fairy tale many had imagined. Tensions grew. The emotional distance grew. Finally, the relationship ended. To the public, Elvis was still the king. But inside, things were crumbling. He began experiencing various health problems. He gained weight, his energy declined, his physical condition deteriorated. But the show must go on because the world wants to see the legend, not the man behind the legend. And that's the most dangerous trap, when everyone loves the successful version of you, but no one truly sees your suffering.
In the late 1960s and early 1970s, Elvis tried to make a comeback. He returned to the stage with renewed energy. His performance on the Elvis 68 comeback special shocked the world. Many considered it the resurrection of a legend, and it was true. His career was once again on the rise. His concerts were again selling out. His income soared. His name once again dominated the entertainment industry. But there was one harsh reality. External success doesn't always heal internal wounds. From the outside, everything looked great. From the inside, the battle was still going on. His body continued to give him warning signs. His health was deteriorating. His drug addiction was becoming increasingly difficult to control. Those around him noticed the changes. But the fame machine kept moving, and Elvis continued to live up to everyone's expectations, except his own.
The year was 1977. The world still knew him as the king of rock and roll. Still one of the biggest stars ever. Still making money. Still having millions of fans. But the reality behind the scenes was very different. On August 16th, 1977, the world was shocked by news they never imagined. Elvis Presley died at the age of 42. He should have been incredibly young. The news shook the world. Millions mourned. Millions wondered, how could someone who had everything end up like this? The answer is simple. Because success cannot replace health. It cannot replace inner peace. It cannot replace healthy relationships. It cannot replace true happiness. Elvis reached heights many dream of, but his life's journey reminds us of something important. That winning in the eyes of the world does not always mean winning in life. Sometimes, the price paid is too high, and by the time someone realizes it, it may be too late.
Elvis Presley's story leaves one big question. If you could have fame, fortune, and incredible success, but had had to sacrifice your health, peace of mind, and personal happiness, would you still choose the same path? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, because everyone has a different definition of success. And perhaps default text, the most important definition isn't how high we climb, but whether we're still able to enjoy life while we're there. If you enjoy true stories of struggle, sacrifice, and life lessons from world greats, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and see you in the next story, because behind every great success, there's always a story that's rarely told.